guys, it's Bear with the Gimpy Camper. So I usually don't do the whole party light setup, but I did have my strip along the awning fail. I just decided to put a regular RV light up here because that's going to tackle my needs most of the time, but it doesn't have as much light as that LED strip had before. And so we were coming on a group camping trip, and a lot of people come over to our campsite during this time, and I thought I'd like to have a little bit more light. So I looked around, I was going to buy some LED lights to hang up on the awning, and they were pretty expensive. It's been a while since I bought some. These I've had left over. I had them when I built my back deck and I put them around our gazebo there. And they're really nice. I got them off of Amazon. I'm going to leave a link to them down below here. They are made in China, as with about anything else we buy these days, and that's one negative aspect of these lights. But even when I compared them to like the lights at Harbor Freight, the ones at Harbor Freight were a lot more expensive and they were shorter as well. These are a 50-foot strand. I looked on Amazon because I was trying to remember how much I paid for them, and they're only like $30 right now, which I couldn't believe. It was in the low 30s, and they're 50 foot long. They're really bright. They're actually a little too bright for my deck, so I was actually thinking that if these worked out for the camper and I wanted to use them like this, then maybe I would just get some clear Christmas tree lights or something like that to hang around my gazebo just for just a little bit of glow. And so these worked out great. They were a little bit too long. You can see they go up the arm here, down the awning, and then they actually go across for about 10 or 15 feet there. It worked really well. It lit everything up good. I've got some pictures of them here in the dark. As you guys know, if you try to take pictures of lights in the dark, you can have some issues. But just look how much it makes the camper glow and all that stuff. And I do have all the other light sources turned off when I took these pictures. I had to use my Canon camera because nothing else would actually take a picture of anything. It was just all blurred out. And so this, I hope, will give you some indication how bright they were. Now, as far as how I hung them, it starts here on the arm. I used about 4 of these little plastic clamps from Harbor Freight. They were like 80 cents a piece. I got like 10 of them because I actually thought I might have to use them to hang the lights along the awning, but I did end up finding some light hangers. So I got these over at Walmart. I actually only got 2 pair because I had an online order and it said they were out. And so when I went to Harbor Freight to get these, I thought, well, I'll stop at Walmart and we'll see if they have any of these in a different Walmart than the one I made the online order for. And I thought I canceled these off, but then some came with my order the next day and I already had some that I got at the store, so I got to take these back. But essentially, it comes with these little rubberized pieces here. There are 2 different sizes ends on there. And what they do is they slide into the awning rail, and then there's an S hook that attaches to those. Now, a lot of people, and what I plan on doing as well, is whenever we roll the awning up, we got to take the lights down, of course, because they'll just crush. There's no room for them in there. And we're going to take these S hooks off, but we're going to leave the rubber pieces in there. And then next time we go to hang the lights, all we got to do is just put the S hook and the lights on. So when we're talking about these, there are 2 different diameters on the ends, and there should be an opening on your awning tube there. You just slip it in there and it just holds by itself. Now, because I am going to leave them in there, I'm not going to leave this one over on the edge because it could blow out easier, so I'm going to scoot it over. But I'm just going to leave it in there. It's going to roll up with the awning and it'll be perfectly fine. And then on the section that goes across there, the reason I decided to do that is because it actually was long enough to reach a lantern pole over there, and I wrapped it around a couple of times there and then added a couple of these clamps just to secure it. It's worked great all weekend. I actually couldn't believe it. I find myself these days kind of going for less setup, and so I don't know how often I'll use these, but if we're going to have a group setup or something like that, and even in the wintertime when it seems to get dark so early here in Tennessee, I think that I may resort to this a little bit more because it really only takes 5 minutes to put up and it makes a world of difference. But I'm going to take them down and I'll let you see exactly the opposite of how I put them up, and you can see if that's something that you're interested in doing or not. We want to have links for the hooks, as well as links for some clamps, as well as links for these particular lights if you're interested It'll help our Amazon income. It helps the channel out a little bit. We don't make a lot of money on it, but if you're interested in this setup, then I'll leave the links down there and feel free to help us out. All right, so first thing I'm gonna do is take this clamp off. And then I wrap this around a couple of times just to give her some extra holding power. And same thing up here, I'm gonna take this clamp off and I'm just gonna raise it up, and then these lights are just gonna fall down because nothing else is holding them till the awning. So then we're gonna lower both sides of the awning all the way, and then I can reach it without having a ladder. Granted, I'm 6'4", I don't know if a lot of people's gonna be able to reach it, but it's not that tall. We're gonna go lower the other side down. All right, I don't think that it would hurt it, but I am gonna go ahead and take these clamps off and kind of let these fall that are in the area closest here where I gotta move this. So in order to lower this awning down, I'm gonna pull this down, and it's gonna lower right down. Now we can just go through and take them off. Something else that I wanted to say is that these lights, they are supposed to be shatterproof, and it did come with 2 or 3 extra lights in the pack, but they just screw on like regular light bulbs. And so I've never had a problem with any of them in the 1.5 to 2 years that I've had them, but I will say that, you know, it does come with some extra bulbs. All right, so we're just gonna start from this side. I'm just gonna take these clamps off. You just want to be careful that you don't step on the light bulbs whenever you do this, even though they are supposed to be shatterproof. All right, so then the rest of them just on this awning strap. So we're just going to take the S-hook off and pull it down. I want to pull the S-hook out of the light, and I'm going to hold on to it and put it up so that way it doesn't rip the awning when I roll the awning up. But like I was saying before, this little rubber piece, it can stay in there. It's not going to cause any issues. Then I'm just going to take the S-hooks and put them down in a baggie so I don't lose them, and I'm going to put those clamps in there with them, and I have everything ready to go for next time I want to do this. One more thing about these lights is you can string more than one strand together. I wouldn't do too many strands together, but it is made so you can continue the length, so you could have 100 foot without any issues.
Do not forget to hit that subscribe button.